new set, new look. Things have changed a little bit.
That's it.
Hey, we've got new digs.
Welcome to the REI Hot Seat.
Yeah, with TIG.
With TIG.
Investment Group.
Yeah. So I guess we can start off, give a little bit of an update to everybody. We do have some exciting deals to go over, but we've moved studios once again. And you'll see Andrew's not here right now, so he'll be in periodically popping in. But he's going to be going and chasing his own adventures and firing up his own podcast regarding his investing in Florida. Yeah. And so he wants to put some time and effort into that. We're carrying this podcast over with Dave and I, and we're going to be bringing on guests. And again, Andrew will be in periodically.
Yeah.
So
part of the decision of where we went was we've got a couple other sets here, and one of which will allow for us to have 3-4 guests. So Andrew will be, if he's here, not in Florida, he'll be joining us. And sometimes we might Zoom him in. And then, we're going to start bringing some industry specialists to come talk as well. So it won't just be deal analysis, although we'll be doing that as well, but also the whole lot of new guests to join us. So
that's it. And I wrote this morning for the intro, what I was going to say. We have a big new studio, big new look, and a couple big new listings.
Oh,
how corny was that? All right, let's get into it.
You got that in between the Jays winning. Yeah, nicely done, buddy.
Sitting there on a napkin.
Nicely done.
So fire it off, Dave. I know we're going to start with, so Dave and I both brought a listing. We're going to shoot one episode for Dave's listing. Yep. Then we're going to shoot another episode for next week, which will have my listing, which is going to be coming out, I don't know, in a couple, probably 2-3 weeks still. So
we're going to have one a week going forward.
You got it.
And one of the things we'd ask for you guys is in the comments below, just let us know what type of industry experience people do you want to see. We've got some really cool ones lined up. But yeah, comments would be very helpful as to where you want to see it go.
Right on.
So we have a 25 unit in Hanover. And guess what? It's my favorite area.
That's Bruce Power.
You know it, baby. Bruce Power. So you already know I'm bullish on the deal because it's fantastic. So this is a 25-unit building, almost all 2 beds.
Okay.
There's I think 1 or 2 1-beds, and then a 3-bed as well. So huge units, very
typical walk-up apartment. Townhouse, what are we looking at style-wise?
So 3-story, probably like 70s construction, like to the newer side of kind of what you would see. Very, very well maintained. Very bullish on long-term owner. Cared for it really well. Knows everybody. That style.
The old Italian guy.
Old Italian.
The old European guy, I should say.
European, yeah. You don't get as many Italians out in Hanover, but in that style in Hamilton. Yeah, awesome. Exactly. Yeah, he knows everybody that's there. Some pretty good rents, some pretty low rents.
Okay.
So I'll run you through it. So he's asking $5.4 million. I've got it at 4.9, and I'll explain why I think that makes sense. The cap rate at 4.9 million is 6% cap rate, which I think is commensurate with the area. The challenge we're going to have is the price per unit. Because it's mostly 2s and some 3s. We're at 100. We're just about 200 a door. Okay. So just for context, the townhomes that we sold in Walkerton, we ended up selling those for 300 and something, high 3s.
Right.
So there's precedent there from a price per unit perspective.
And I know you and I have both talked about this, and the buyers we're seeing in the market. Price per door is super sensitive right now.
Yes.
Even more than cap rate, more than we've ever seen.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there are buying on that dollar per door number rather than just looking at return on investment, cap rate, et cetera.
Yeah.
And so that's, I think that's why you and I were paying a little bit more attention to that on the listing side for sure.
Yeah. Well, we saw some ones transact in Hamilton that, they were 3-ish cap.
Yeah, very low.
Multiple offers, but, the price per unit was 130, 140, so pretty low. And we talk about it all the time. Like, you got to take all the data and all the information. You can't just do one thing, right? So price per door is like doing surgery with a butter knife, I say. It's like, it's certainly just not sufficient to get you where you want to go.
Exactly.
So if we run through the metrics, even if we go, so I'm going to put it at the ask price of 5.4 million, just for the sake of discussion. Go back to financials. That puts it at a 5.4 cap. Okay. If we take this directly to CMHC, the challenge is the numbers are not going to shake very well. we're going to need to put more capital down. So what the owners offered is a really high quality VTB.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah, and this is why
It's interesting.
Yeah, well, I figured that's how we would get you excited. So get this, he's open and willing to do a $4 million VTB.
Okay.
Okay. If we go to my offer price of 4.9 million, which again I think is reasonable, taking the VTB into perspective, so $4 million VTB, 3% interest, and this guy's willing to do it for 5 years.
So you can match a CMHC term. Like, would you be stacking that VTB with CMHC?
No, because he's letting us go to.
Sorry, I may have missed that.
Yeah, that's okay. So $4 million he's going to let us do. So first position, $4 million.
Oh, so he's going first. Okay.
Yeah. So that'll put us, like, if we bought this for 4.9 million, that'll put us at 82% LTV. Really, really attractive. 3% interest. Just for context, guys, if you're ever doing a VTB, it's always interest only.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason.
Well, I've had one interest and principal.
It's a nightmare.
It's not fun. Right?
Well, then as the lender or the owner giving the mortgage, you're actually bound by different rules. So you have to show the amortization, the pay down schedule. Yes. It is
we had
a mess.
Yeah, we had a deal I did about 2 years ago, and it was a 5-year term, and the guy was open for a VTB, but he was just dead set for some reason on saying, if it's a 5-year term, I want principal pay down as well. Wow. And so what we actually structured to avoid all of this was we structured it as an interest only loan.
Yeah.
But then we did a lump sum principal pay down every, I think it was like halfway through the term.
Right.
So at 2.5 years, we basically said, here's, and so we structured it for that because we knew with what we were going to do with the property, we could actually save up that cash flow, what he would want to see. So they basically put that aside to pay him down because it's the only way we could get the 5-year, and it wasn't going to work for anything less than a 5-year term. So, so, anyway, sometimes it gets messy and tricky,
you want to
like that.
You want to truly avoid it as best you can. And so what we've done here is obviously calculated the interest only payments, which is about, $10,000 a month, right? Which kind of makes sense. Yeah. So ready for this? You're going to be very excited. Okay. Just take a guess what the debt cover is, because you can't see it, which is why I like the set right now. You're never going to guess, so that's why it's fun.
2%.
It's 2.35.
There we go.
That's great. That's
really pretty darn good, though.
Debt cover of 2.35.
And that's on the interest only VTB.
For 5 years. So you're cash flowing $154,000 a year and that's with all of the stuff we're worked in. Like I've got 20,000 maintenance and labor, another 9 between capex and appliance reserve. You're going to come nowhere near that. So on an investment of 1.1 million, your cash on cash for the next 5 years, if you did nothing, it's 14%.
Love it. And what do you need to close with fees, reports, everything, all in?
And in fact, actually, you need less because I have lender fee and broker fee of $80,000,
which you're not going to have.
You're not going to have. Right. So in fact, let's delete that. And the reason, just so everybody knows, which hopefully obvious, is there's no lender, there's no broker fee because you're taking.
You're just going to have your lawyer draft up the VTB clause.
Yeah, I've got 25,000 for legals and closing. Yeah. So you need $1.020 million. You need $1 million. $1
million.
Which is incredible.
So $1 million, your 14% return on your money for 5 years.
Yeah.
Assuming everything stays exactly the same, which we know people are going to move out, you're going to bump rents. So that actual number should actually increase.
Yeah, it's 15.
Even just if you show it at a 2.2 increase, like a typical rental escalation.
Yeah.
I would actually be very interested to see what that looks like over the next 5 years. What does a 2.2 increase look like on your cash on cash return?
Right.
Are you a 20% at year 5? Right. By the time it's,
because you got to think, like, if you're so the way to calculate your cash on cash, how long it takes you to get your money back is just 100 divided by the cash on cash number.
Correct.
So 100 divided by 14, I did this earlier, is 7. Right. So in 7 years, if you did nothing else, without increases, without anything, you're going to get your money back.
You need to structure a 7-year VTB.
Bet you we could do it. So this guy's very bullish on the VTB, the owner, this guy. Yeah. Because he wants to mitigate his taxes.
Absolutely, and again, that's something that if you can verify the operator, the buyer is established and credible and actually knows how to manage the building. Having the money is one thing, but you want to make sure he's not going to run it into, or he or she's going to run it into the ground, and now you're stuck taking the building back over in 3 years.
Yeah.
But if you can qualify that and you can and you do have the money and you trust the building and you know your building's good quality, absolutely. Like VTB, you mitigate your capital gains, you get additional profit, you can live off the returns. Like there's so many benefits to it.
Yeah. So this is wildly exciting. So the idea is near Bruce Power.
Yep.
It's 25 units. Most of them are 2 beds. Even the 1 beds are very large. No major capex. This guy's dealt with it, managed it meticulously.
Yeah.
Arguably better than whoever is going to buy it to that level.
Yeah.
Giving you a 5-year VTB, to your point, maybe we push to 7. I even juice the interest a little bit if you have to pay 3.5 for 7 years to do it.
Try to get your capital returned in the initial term of the investment.
Just like a guaranteed runway to success.
Yeah.
And
love it.
Yeah. So
that's an awesome deal.
I knew you'd like it. Yeah. And not just because it's by Bruce Power, but that doesn't hurt. So
sorry, Dave. I just wanted to talk. Speaking of VTBs, quickly, I just want to give the viewers kind of a little tidbit. Because I'm sure we've both written VTBs time and time again, and I've seen a lot of VTBs come my way on agreements. And the one thing I just wanted to note is when you're writing a VTB clause in an agreement of purchase and sale, it doesn't need to be this crazy legal document, but you do need key information. And I want to say this because I've seen a lot of offers come my way with VTB clauses saying, I'm giving $1 million for 2 years at 1% interest or whatever the number is, right? And that's it. And then when it comes to closing, the lawyer on the buyer's side is like, all right, what are we going to do here, right? And they can complete, because it's just, there's not enough written there. And the rules change too much by the time you close the deal. So when drafting a VTB at the bare minimum, and you can add into this as well, but you need a principal amount. You need a term of the deal. So how long is that VTB for? You need an interest rate. And please, 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 please always put interest only, simple interest only, monthly payments, annual payments, whatever it needs to be. But don't leave that part out, because I've had it happen where I was repping the seller and they didn't put interest only. They just put interest rate. And on closing, the lawyer was like, well, we want principal. Right? We ended up doing interest only, but we actually dropped the rate because he was like, well, you're either paying principal or we're dropping the interest rate. And it completely changed the metrics of the deal because they just forgot so put that in there, right? Interest only. And then also, you want to note, is the term open or closed? Right? That's huge.
That's what I was going to say too.
Right? If you come into a lump sum of money and you can pay that VTB out early, now you're not stuck paying the remainder of the term.
We always structured open, no penalty.
No penalty, no notice. Just pay it when you pay it, right? 30 days notice, whatever you need.
Because really, in this scenario, on this deal, it is to the benefit of the buyer. Let's be pretty clear on that. Now, the seller is going to get some ancillary benefits like tax minimization. But this is a structure for the buyer so we can get to the number the seller wants.
Absolutely.
So that theory holds that if the buyer has the money, the seller should be swimmingly happy to take his money, right? So I completely agree, and
I just thought it was a good really topic to just dive into quick, because we're talking about it, but it's very important to make sure you set out those terms. And I'm sure I'm missing 2 or 3 things that
I think I was going through my clause in my head. I think you covered it. So
and then have that lawyer draft a VTB mortgage clause or mortgage statement or whatever, the charge statement. Try to get that done in conditions as well. Right, you don't want to go firm, and then the lawyer starts messing around with how it's written.
Lawyers kill more deals than they put together.
Exactly. Right? So try to get the lawyers to negotiate the actual charge terms before you firm up. That can be after our main conditions, before we firm up. There's a tiny little condition there just for the lawyers to hash it out. Once that's done, you waive those conditions. Now we're firm with a properly written VTB, and we can move to closing. Just to avoid those closing day issues
and
that
to reiterate, you got to work with lawyers that do multifamily deals. Because this is not uncommon at all to deal with VTBs. But if you're, with respect to a residential lawyer, this will be new to you, and this will seem like a big deal when it's really, really not.
Correct.
So you got to have both sides firing on all cylinders, and they both need to be working with lawyers that do this stuff.
You got it. Anything else we should know about this?
Nope, still available. So, for now, maybe not by the time this comes out, but give us a like, give us a follow. We've got the the link to sign up. We've got a calculator that's available for people, not this one. We have a cleaner one that people have been using with success. And if you reach out to us, we've got more deals like this that will never see MLS. So reach out.
Love it.
Beautiful. Appreciate it.
See you guys next week.